Hello there, my financially fluent family. How have you been? I have been great. I thank God. So, today I want us to look at a very popular concept that actually most people do not fully understand what it means. And I want us to see how we can be able to apply the aspect of frugality or frugal living to our daily living so that we can be able to salvage the amount of money that we have so that we can remain with something that we'll be able to save and invest. So today's video, a friend of mine told me that their income is so small, they do not know what to do or how they can be able, even when they think about savings and investments, they don't know how to go about that because they believe that they earn way little. Their income is so small. When you compare their responsibilities and their income, it doesn't go hand in hand. Most of the times the expenses are higher than their income. And so I decided to do a video on frugality and on frugal living because that is something that all of us need to understand. And when we speak about frugality, being frugal does not mean that you okay, so first of all, being frugal means things living below your means. It means reducing your expenditure, reducing how you spend your money so that you can be able to have more left over to be able to save and invest. So what happens if you are like my friend and you're saying your income is so small and you cannot be able to save and invest, you are not able to remain with anything at the end of after you've done your expenses, you don't have anything left. And remember guys, I told you that whenever you get your income, it's always good, the first two things to start with, your tithe, and then number two, your savings and investments. You have to learn to pay yourself first, because if you start with the expenses, there is no particular day, even if you are earning let's say even if you are earning 50,000 Kenyan shillings monthly, and then your income is doubled to, let's say, 100,000, excuse me, let's your money is doubled to, let's say, 100,000 per month, your money will still not be enough. If you start with the expenses, with the responsibilities, with all the pledges that you have, your money won't be enough. So you need to get your tithe first, and then you need to learn to pay yourself. And paying yourself, that is where the savings and investments come in. You need to know, how much am I taking from my income and putting it into my investment? How much am I taking from my active income and saving it up somewhere so that I can be able to open up that business that I want to open up? Okay, that was just a pro tip. But in today's video, let us see how you can be able to subsidize your standard of living so that you can be able to salvage some amount of money to be able to save and invest. And number one is equating your money to your life energy. So I wrote here, imagine your money is equivalent to your life energy. And this is the point I wrote down. Every shilling you spend costs you time from your life. Frugality means being careful with money because you're being careful with your life. So what do I mean? Let's say, for example, let's take a case example of you are earning 50 shillings per hour. Okay, let me get my calculator. Sorry. So let's say, for example, you are earning 50 shillings per hour, and then you go ahead and buy a phone worth 20,000 Kenyan shillings. So 20,000 divided by 50, that's 400 hours. So if 1 hour you were getting paid 50 shillings, and then you bought a phone for 20,000 Kenyan shillings, that means that phone has costed you 400 hours of your life. 400 hours, if we divide by 24, that phone has costed you 16 days out of your life. So you'll go ahead and ask yourself, is this phone worth 16 days out of my life? Was it that important? Was it a necessity? If you were buying it, let's say you want to do photography and maybe you want to upgrade your phone from the one you have to a better one, because by you doing photography you're actually earning more income, then that is an investment that we can say that that phone costing you 16 days of your life is okay. But if you were just upgrading that phone for the sake of having a better phone, or you have upgraded but it's not, that phone is not generating any form of income for you, then that is a loss on your side. So before you buy something, first of all, ask yourself, is this thing that I'm about to purchase, is it worth my life? Is it worth the amount of time that it has taken me to be able to come up with that amount of money that I am willing to spend on purchasing this particular item? So that thinking will help you to avoid impulse buying. All right, you'll just buy the things that are needed, the things that are necessary, that are a necessity to your life. And then point number 2, track your spending. And so on this point, I said, know where your money goes so you can make smarter choices. For example, let's say if you realize that you, let's say you put airtime of 150 shillings per day. Maybe your phone, your work requires you to really speak a lot, and you spend 150 Kenyan shillings every day on airtime. So tracking your spending, you're supposed to look at, if I'm using 150 shillings on airtime daily, right now we have minutes. If you go to maybe your whatever network you're using, they have platforms for minutes. So you're supposed to see, I am using this amount of money on airtime each and every day. But if I buy maybe a minute plan or an SMS plan, I will use a lesser amount of money. And that money that you save from actually finding a better solution to what you were previously doing, do not return that money to your pocket. Channel it to an investment somewhere. Okay. And then point number 3, you need to cut spending without sacrificing quality of life. So on this point, I said, you don't have to live miserably to be frugal. Just spend smarter. And on this point, the example that I have is this. Let's say, for example, you go to work every day, you spend how much? Even let's say 200 shillings on lunch each and every day. So instead of spending that 200 shilling on lunch every day, you might decide, let me buy the ingredients and then be doing meal preparation at home, and then I can be able to carry my food to work. That means you are saving, because if you buy ingredients, it is way cheaper than having to eat prepared food or from a hotel while you are at work. So you're saving money, you're eating quality food because it is your own prepared food. So you'll prepare your food way better, and then you're eating clean food. So you see, you are not sacrificing the quality of the food that you're eating in the name of saving. You're actually having a way better meal while still at the same time you're saving. And again, that money that you have salvaged from saving by cooking at home and carrying your food, channel it to an investment. Okay. And if preparing food at home is a trouble, then you can decide to be fasting 3 days in a week. You can eat on Monday, Wednesday, and maybe Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. You do what? You skip lunch. All right. And then number 4 is you need to distinguish between needs and wants. Frugality helps you pause and ask, do I really need this? And on this, I'll give an example of this. Let's say, for example, you have two very good functioning pair of shoes. Okay, so those shoes are not worn out, they are still very okay. Even if they're not new, they're okay and they're functioning. You can be able to wear them with practically any outfit. But then there's a new shoe that has just come, a new trending shoe in the fashion market. You need to differentiate, is this if I'm buying this shoe, is it a need or a want? Is it something that I need? Is it is it a necessity? So you, in the sense of being frugal, you are able to search deep within your soul and ask yourself, do I really need this? Before you purchase anything, and I always advise this, before you purchase anything, use the 24-hour rule. Do not, okay, you've seen something that you like and you really want to purchase it, do not purchase it instantly. Wait for 24 hours, and in those 24 hours your mind will calm down, and then you'll ask yourself, do I really need this thing that I want to purchase? If you see that you really need it, then go ahead. If it's something that you can do without, first of all, plan for it. You can plan for it by saving, and then get it after you have already accumulated the right amount of time. But do not just see something and buy it instantly without thinking about the consequence or about the hole that that thing you have purchased is going to cause in your finances. Okay, and then number 5, there's something we call the fulfillment curve. And this fulfillment curve is, there's a point where spending more doesn't increase happiness, it may even reduce it. And in this, I'll give an example of this. Let you have a perfectly functioning and reliable car, but then you decide, you know what, I feel like upgrading to a luxury car. So that luxury car will give you the joy for a fraction of a second. The moment you just see that car, you'll be happy, and then the happiness fades away. And it fades away because you'll now start thinking the maintenance of this car has maybe doubled. The fuel that this luxury car is going to consume is double of what your reliable car was consuming. So now you are even in a more stressful situation because the amount it requires to service, to maintain this new car that you've gotten is way more than the amount you are spending on servicing the reliable car that you had. And these two cars are doing the same functions. Your reliable car was getting you from point A to point B. The luxury car is also doing the same function, just getting you from point A to point B. So whenever you need to do an upgrade, do not upgrade your life using your active income. You need to do an upgrade when you have earned it. And you earn it by, you have your investment somewhere, they have given you passive income. From that passive income, now you can be able to upgrade your lifestyle. But do not upgrade your lifestyle using your active income, because maintaining that lifestyle will be a hassle for you. Okay, and then the next point that I have here is, spend on what truly matters to you. And I said this, frugality isn't about not spending, it's about intentional spending. So instead of, if you have leftover money, instead of you just buying a new cloth and filling your wardrobe with clothes that you're not wearing, or buying a new appliance, direct or channel that money to something of more value. That thing could be maybe giving at your church, helping your family members, such things. And we know this, that the more you give, the more you receive. So if you channel your money towards the right things, it will always come back to you. And it won't come back in the same measure that you gave. It will come back in a multiplied way. Okay? And then number 7, achieve financial independence through frugality. Living below your means lets you save and invest, which leads to freedom. So we we are always speaking about living below our means. And when when we speak about living below our means, you don't have to start with the big changes, like automatically you are living, let's say, in a 40,000 house. Now you need to find a 15,000 house so that you can be able to save and invest. You can start small. You can start with that meal preparation at home that we've spoken about. You can start with maybe walking to work if it's somewhere that you can walk, and that money that you salvage, that money that you are able to save from living frugally, do not return it to your pocket. Channel it where? To an investment. Okay. And then, so those are the 7 points that I had, the 7 key points on frugality and how you can be able to achieve a frugal lifestyle without feeling broke. But there are 4 points that I'd like to add for you. And these are: first of all, start with the small manageable things before moving to more complex changes. Okay. And then number 2, find a hobby or talent that will take your mind off the I need more money thought. So, do you know why most people are unhappy? It's simply because our mind is so filled with I need more money. Where will I get more money? What do I need to make more money? If you are thinking like that and it's actually giving you solutions to how you can be able to earn more money, then that is good. But if you're just there and you're thinking about I need more money, and it's not helping you, it is just stressing you and making you see how you do not have the things that you really want to have in life, then that is not good. The moment we learn to take our minds off the I need more money mentality, then you'll realize that there is good news around you. And then point number 3, you need to find fulfillment in the people around you who you love. Take more time with your friends. Take more time with your family members. Be an active participant in your community. Even when you become an active participant in your community, you'll be able to see the problems and the challenges that are within your community, and then from those problems you are able to come up with solutions. And if you find solutions to people's problems, the money will automatically follow, because people will be willing to pay you for your solutions to the problems that they have been struggling with. All right. And then point number 4 is be patient with yourself. So even as you are striving, as you are improving yourself, as you are in this journey of self-improvement, being financially independent, being financially fluent, being financially literate, you need to be patient with yourself. And if, for example, you find yourself that you have been doing all the things that we've been discussing about, and then one time you find yourself, you just slipped, and then you went back to maybe an old habit that you had stopped and you were able to save, do not panic. Do not start blaming yourself. Just, we are all human beings. We all trip and fall. Sorry. Get yourself up and then be patient with yourself. Likewise, if you accomplish something good, for example, you have been really trying to clear your debt and you listed down all of your debts, and then you have ticked the first debt on your debt list, you have already crossed it out as fully paid. Congratulate yourself. Tap or pat yourself at the shoulder. Get yourself a small gift. That will show your mind, it will give your mind an urge to want to improve and to do better, because it's saying that when we accomplish this, we actually get a gift. So yeah, be patient with yourself and know that these things take time. So even if you're there and you're thinking that your income is so small that you cannot be able to save and invest, start with the small things. Okay, start with saving and investing. That little amount that you're saying is so little, start with that one. And then the more you save, the more you invest, the more you see your investments growing, the more you will invest even more and more money. Okay, so that is it from me, guys. In our next video, let me give you a sneak peek of our next video. We are going to be discussing about one of the trending money market funds that we have right now in Kenya. We are going to see what it is all about. We are going to see why it has so much fuss around it. I won't tell you which one it is so that you can be able to come back and watch the next video. So remember to subscribe if you have not. Also comment, let me know what you'd like to know, what you'd like to learn in this channel. Everything about finances, I am your person for that. And also share this video to as many people as possible that you believe need to hear this. So I'll see you on my next video. Have a blessed day and bye.